Hi guys, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for Monday the 5th of February, going through until Sunday the 11th of February 2024. Thanks for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today, and I feel like I'm on a bit of an adventure today because I'm sitting under several trees. It's a lot windier than I expected, so I'm hoping that the branches provide some cover. So keep your fingers crossed for me, please, that the sound is okay. I really like to film outside. It's become a bit of a ritual. On Sunday morning, I trudge up the hill, then I pick a spot in the park to film. I really enjoy it. So hopefully the sound is good. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to go through each day of the week to see how the planets interact, what energy they create amongst themselves, and how that's going to influence all of us down here. And then I'm going to go through each sign of the zodiac from Aries to Pisces to give you an idea of what area of your life this energy is likely to show up in for your sign specifically. So when I was writing this horoscope, what I noticed is that every day is very different. So you're really multitasking here. You're focused on one thing one day, another the next, and it is very, very changeable. But what's unusual about this is that even though you're a little scattered and you're focused on so many different things, you're really productive and you're able to complete things in each one of those areas. I don't know about you, but to me that's unusual. Like, I'm most productive when I focus on one thing, I will concentrate on it, I work on it until it's resolved. If I spend 5 minutes here and then 10 minutes there, I am not as productive. May just be me. But this week, what's really supported is productivity, getting things completed, but being able to operate in many areas, not just one. So this looks like a super positive week to me in the sense that you can really tackle big things in your life that need attention, that need your focus, and you're able to really get a lot done. So it's like productivity week as far as I'm concerned. So starting with Monday the 5th of February, we've got Mercury, the communication planet, entering Aquarius at 6:10 in the morning, which I feel is a very positive shift because the communication planet in the sign of Aquarius, which is known as the water bearer, but it's actually an air sign. And air has to do with communication, ideas, learning, studying, innovating. So Mercury is really focused on the intellect here, and it's direct. So don't expect any problems in communication or transportation. The moon is in Sagittarius. The moon is the way you feel, and in Sagittarius it really wants to go on an adventure. It's motivated, it's powerful. What can I explore? It squares Neptune in Pisces, which may make you less willing to focus on what's going on internally or going on like an inner adventure, a meditation, a vision quest. What you're more interested in is what's happening outside of you, in your external environment, in the world. The Sagittarius moon also trines Chiron in Aries, so there's a sense that if I go on an adventure, I'm really investing in myself and I'm healing myself in some way. It sextiles the sun in Aquarius, so as I go, I'm going to pick up a lot of information which will enrich me. And it quincunxes Uranus and Taurus. So what's interesting about Monday is that you're giving a lot of respect to information as the solution to problems in life. So if that's the case, if you have so much respect for it anyway, then you might as well learn and study and communicate as much as you can on Monday, because that's naturally where your focus is anyway. The sun in Aquarius sextiles Chiron in Aries. If I understand, if I have the right info, then I'll know what to do in order to resolve, complete a situation. And that's super interesting because this connection of the sun and Chiron, it's not just that I have to fill out a form and apply for a job and get this sorted out and go shopping. I can also resolve things within me that are problematic. So if there's anything about you that's making your life more difficult to manage, Monday is a good time to look at any issue in your life, internal, external, and you can apply yourself and really solve it. I know that's a huge statement, but Monday is the day for really getting something unpleasant out of your life once and for all, regardless of where it exists. Mercury in Aquarius then conjuncts Pluto in Aquarius, and that's really important. I made a separate video on Pluto going into Aquarius, and I go into a lot of detail in that video because I feel it's really important. It's the start of a whole new era. Pluto was in Capricorn pretty much from 2008 until the 20th/21st of January 2024. And now it's in Aquarius, and it will stay there for the next 20 years until pretty much 2044. And before, where there was a sense of I need to keep working and apply myself more, it's very different with Pluto being in Aquarius. Rebirth stems from my ideas and learning and teaching and communicating. So that's also why information seems so important and powerful in your life at the moment. And then with this conjunction, so Mercury, the communication planet, blending its energy with Pluto and Aquarius, it's all about ideas and the intellect. Venus is in Capricorn. Venus is the planet of love, beauty, creativity. In Capricorn, she's very hands-on. And that squares Chiron and Aries. So it's almost like, if I love myself, I will resolve these problems. Because I deserve to have fewer problems in my life. It's really like, I'm going to do things for you. I love it. So Monday the 5th, communication, scheduling, organization, all of those will be your friend. You may have a tendency to overreact if confronted with the unexpected. So take a moment to get clear if you want to react, or before you react, how you're going to react. Take a moment first. What I'm getting here on Monday is that it's kind of like the Three of Pentacles. You're able to do really masterful work that's going to be there for a long time, and you can really build something concrete here. So Monday is an amazing day to get busy on problem solving, whether that's work related or not. Ultimately, you're super productive in pretty much any area of your life, and you can get a lot done. So ask yourself, where's the most work in my life? Apply yourself to that and lighten the load. Tuesday the 6th of February, we've got the Sagittarius moon still squaring Neptune and Pisces. So I'm not so interested in, meditating and being the hermit and finding some sense of enlightenment here. I just want to have fun. I want to go on an adventure. I want to visit a new place. I want to keep it simple, right? The moon then goes into Capricorn at 8 minutes past 1 in the afternoon, and that shifts the dynamic a lot, because that says, adventure fine, but now I really want to be even more productive. And that's interesting, because Monday is likely to have really served you well. On Tuesday, you're even more motivated with the shift of the moon into Capricorn. It's like, I want to be as busy and productive and effective as I possibly can be. Yeah, so usually, some things in life take weeks to resolve, or some things are long term and they're outside of our control. And often these big challenges and problems are things we avoid because it just seems that the scope is way too big. I can't do it, little old me. It puts you in that position of being cornered and feeling disempowered. Those things particularly are the ones that you can tackle this week. So really, changing the career after 30 years, consider it. Or moving house even though you've lived in the same town for 50 years. It's those kind of huge, life-changing, decisive plans that you can really engage with and resolve once and for all. The Capricorn moon then trines Jupiter in Taurus, so your actions are lucky. The things that you're trying to work through are supported by the good fortune of Jupiter. So really throw yourself into it 100%. The Capricorn moon also trines, no it doesn't, it sextiles Saturn and Pisces. So there's a sense that the universe loves me, it supports me, and of course things are going to go well. Which, that feeling is priceless. So Tuesday, you may feel that this is a little bit more confusing. It's still very productive, you can get things done, you can operate in different areas. But there may be a sense on Tuesday that you're thinking in really big terms, and then when you actually get to doing something, the details seem so small and inconsequential that you may lose your focus. So if it seems that I'm doing too little or the scope isn't big enough, don't buy into that. If you're focusing on the detail and the little steps, they will lead to bigger steps. So don't let yourself be put off by saying, oh, I'm focusing on something which is like irrelevant here. Everything's relevant. Anything that you apply yourself to will lead to something else. What that reminds me of, like Alice in Wonderland, when she drinks those potions to get bigger and smaller so she can fit through the door. Tuesday is almost like I'm too big for my life and this world. It's an odd sense that I'm getting here on Tuesday. So what's not associated with feeling too big is insecurity or a lack of confidence. So you've got that on Tuesday. Be patient with yourself that, yes, even though I am this massive being, I can focus on the details and get things done. And you really can. So that's kind of trying to distract you a little bit. So the unease of that may make you lose focus. The opportunity of Monday and Tuesday are really to make these huge life changes though. So knuckle down, keep going, and resist the urge to become distracted. On Wednesday, the 7th of February, we've got the Capricorn moon now forming a conjunction with Venus in Capricorn and Mars in Capricorn. So Venus, the mother, Mars, the father, or Venus, the planet of creativity, and the female Mars, masculine, the red planet of fire and drive. Both of those being in Capricorn, it's like you've got all the energy in the world, so please use it to get stuff done. Very straightforward. And the moon in Capricorn as well is I like to get to the top of the hill and to leave problems behind me. The Capricorn moon then squares Chiron in Aries, it trines Uranus in Taurus, and it sextiles Neptune in Pisces. So I can work through anything. Chaos, things that make sense, the expected and planned for, the unexpected, the unscheduled. I am not easily overwhelmed, or it's almost impossible to overwhelm me. So I just want to get busy. If you're like in some forced time off thing, that may feel very uncomfortable. Not everyone works. Some people are students, some people are retired. Whether you're working or not, most of us have something that we're working towards in life, or we have something to work through to make the experience feel lighter or better. Doesn't matter if you're working or not. As long as you're focusing on things that you want to complete and resolve, you're on the money. Venus in Capricorn trines Uranus in Taurus. So it's like, not only does chaos and the things that are unscheduled, not only does that not faze me, but I actually enjoy the new and the unpredictable. Mars in Capricorn sextiles Neptune in Pisces. So I feel spiritually driven to get things done, to do the heavy lifting, to problem solve, to lighten the load. So you're still very much in I want to get everything done mode. It's kind of ironic because Wednesday with Venus and Neptune, there's also a lot of potential for new love to come into your life and to experience romance. So that on Wednesday feels like the distraction. So you're super effective. Monday, no problem. Communicate, everything's perfect, right? Tuesday, you're still productive, but there may be some confusion now. And Wednesday, also productive, but I may want to spend time with someone and explore a relationship and get to know someone rather than work. So that's kind of making me a little suspicious, because usually if there's such great potential to do well in one area, to maintain balance, I've noticed that usually something will then appear alongside it to offer you the opportunity to not make progress. And that's what I'm getting. So you have this ability to make big, huge, life-changing decisions, but little things may crop up that will prompt you to turn your back on those decisions and to put them aside, and instead, well, I'm just going to go on a date because that's what feels good in the now. So pick long-term rather than short-term satisfaction and gratification here this week, if possible. Thursday, the 8th of February, we got the Capricorn moon now forming a conjunction with Mars in Capricorn, and it sextiles Neptune in Pisces. So I want to keep working, but I don't just want to problem solve now. I want to realize the dream. The Sun in Aquarius squares Uranus in Taurus. Problems are there to be solved. They don't rattle or throw me at all. So there's this wonderful sense of contentment and ease that you've got this week. The moon enters Aquarius at 2:59 in the afternoon. So the moon you're feeling now also in Aquarius, ideas are everything. Knowledge is everything. Aquarius moon conjuncts Pluto and Mercury in Aquarius, and it squares Jupiter in Taurus. So one, I feel that Thursday the 8th, we as the public may hear something new. There may be some new innovation or some really big news story that is picked up everywhere. Because where on Tuesday you had this sense of I'm too big for my life. Thursday the 8th is similar, but my ideas are kind of too big. So either I'm seeing some sort of a dream and I'm pursuing that and I don't feel like I'm making enough progress and that's putting me off, or I'm aware of news and information coming my way that seems so big that distracts me from being productive and getting things done. So the day before it was romance. Here on Thursday, it's the news that could potentially distract you. The good thing about this is that you still can get things done, but with the added Aquarius energy, if you need to make a lot of noise and get a lot of eyes on you and get a lot of attention to get something resolved, you're able to do that, to use the media or social media if that's a requirement in getting something ticked off. Thursday is the day to approach something that's really public and that involves communication on that kind of level. And to complicate it even further, you may have a major epiphany, a major light bulb, a major new idea that represents the dream for the future. That may pop in as well. So whether it's news coming from the world and the newspaper, or whether it's within some sort of switch being flipped and you're like, oh, I understand now, I realize. There's something big here. The best way forward is to take information that actually applies to you and to work at it in order to make it real. The first 4 days of this week are all about use this earthy stuff to get things done as much as possible. Friday the 9th of February, we have a new moon in Aquarius. So the trend of the entire week, everything's shifting into Aquarius, or a lot of things shifting into Aquarius. That reaches its peak now. The new moon is when the moon is pitch black. It pulls in energy to recharge for its next 28-day cycle. And it's a great time to plant seeds of intention. The energy that's being pulled in here is Aquarius. So again, you know what I'm going to say, I think. It's about communication and ideas and innovation. So a new moon is really a fresh start. I'll make a separate video on it to go into more detail. But this is a time of really setting intentions. What ideas do I want to grow? What dreams have I got? What have I resolved? How can I be productive to highlight and to emphasize the good stuff? And how can I tick things off that have been bothering me for a while? So it's really this process of letting go of the unpleasant stuff and devoting yourself to things that exist for you and making those real. The moon in Aquarius obviously conjuncts the sun in Aquarius because it's a new moon. The Aquarius moon then squares Uranus in Taurus and sextiles Chiron in Aries. So I want to do the impossible for myself. I want to problem solve and I want to face the biggest things in my life and get them done. So you have a genuine craving for knowledge here on Friday, for connection, for information, but really being at the center of all of that and using it to get things ticked off. There's the chance to invent or discover something completely new and to have a massive breakthrough that will impact you and other people, and something new is revealed. And that kind of applies to Thursday the 8th and Friday the 9th. We'll hear something big. On Saturday the 10th of February, we have Mercury in Aquarius forming a square with Jupiter in Taurus, and I love this connection. I think it is so lucky. The communication planet really being focused on all the information that's out there, forming a square, so creating friction with Jupiter, the lucky planet, which is the biggest in our solar system, ensures that you find the right information at the right time and that things conspire to give you the answers that you need to solve any issues. It's really a lucky day when it's like you go to the library and instead of looking at the cards and the numbers and stuff to find your book, you just wander into the aisles, you go like that, and there's the book in your hand. It's magic. The moon enters Pisces at 2:42 in the afternoon. So that's interesting because that may distract you by going inward now and saying, oh, I don't feel so gregarious. I want to maybe shut the door and have a quiet moment. The Pisces moon conjunct Saturn in Pisces and sextiles Jupiter in Taurus. So I don't feel like you have to do like spiritual gymnastics here to feel a sense of connection. With Saturn being in Pisces, I feel that the spiritual connection, or whatever you want to call it, the connection to your instinct or your gut or your higher self or your guides, that's naturally there all week. And I feel that's why you are so productive. So I don't think you need to spend a lot of time trying to connect. I think you're naturally plugged in, and that then allows you to connect with things in the external world that are tangible, that you can solve. And the good luck planet supports you. It's in Taurus. Anything that is kind of earthy or has some sort of tangible aspect to it, you can control that in a positive way. Yeah. So Saturday, good news, more information coming in. There's also a sense and a feeling of calm and ease, of accomplishment, of I am okay, everything's going to be all right. You're able to relax and recharge. So this is a good day to continue being productive and working if you want to, but it's also a day to kick back and to just take it easy. It's also the theme of love and romance comes back in on Saturday. So it really depends on where you're at. You know, if you have accomplished huge things from Monday to Friday, but there's more to do, then keep working Saturday. If you have really outdone yourself and Monday to Friday you've done a lot more than you expected, then take Saturday off and enjoy that. There's a potential to really enjoy the company of others, to relax, to feel proud of the self. So if that's, possible, then it makes sense to take that time for yourself, because it will be enjoyable and pleasurable. But again, you're operating on all different levels, so if you do need to work on Saturday, you'll ace it as well. On Sunday, the 11th of February, we have the Pisces moon forming a conjunction with Neptune and Pisces. So the trend is now inward over the weekend, right? We had this with the moon going into Pisces the day before on Saturday. Now with it forming a conjunction with Neptune, it's like my inner world wants my attention now. It also sextiles Venus in Capricorn and Uranus in Taurus, which are both in earth signs. So you know what I'm going to say, but you continue to be productive, but you can marry your creativity and your inner world with this productivity on Sunday by doing things like writing or composing music or singing or speaking or whatever format works for you in order to get your point across. So Sunday is artistic, creative, and romantic. It's a good idea to express yourself. Whatever format works for you, whatever's easiest, you'll be able to produce something really like, wow, I made this? This is amazing. So writing, speaking, painting, anything that you're interested in. Okay, so that's the week overall. So I'm going to look at each sign of the zodiac now to see how you're going to respond to this specifically. Aries. Expect good news this week, especially in the area of your work, if you do have a job, if you're employed. Or expect a breakthrough, either in your work or something that you're working towards. You'll notice something really just goes pop and you get to the other side of it. So particularly for you, anything, if it's work related or you're working on it, face the biggest things, you'll be able to overcome them. Taurus, expect a job opportunity to find you this week. Gemini, accept the generosity of someone in your life and enjoy what they're giving you free of charge. You're likely to get a present, a gift. Make sure you say thank you, you accept it, and you open your arms to receiving things that are good. Cancer, you're likely to receive a formal invitation, or you're likely to get a yes to an application you've made. It's a lot of good news here for a lot of the signs. Leo, you may struggle a little bit with this week because the back and forth of hopping from one topic to another, that might grind your gears a little bit. You may get a little frustrated with this, and there is the potential to take it out on other people. So for you, really try and keep it simple and use the energy to complete one thing and then move on to the next thing. Try and minimize the multitasking stuff. Virgo, you're going to love this week. You're going to find that this is one of the most productive weeks of the year. So really face the biggest problems in your life and complete them. There's no scaring you this week. Nothing is too big. I think you'll have a great time. Let me know in the comments. Libra, allow other people to take care of you for once. It's okay to accept help. Scorpio, you really have a gift for broadcasting this week. So anything, the media, the social media, public speaking, if you're able to occupy a spotlight where you're presenting info and there's an audience, you'll find that very enjoyable and you'll do really well. Out of all of the signs this week, Scorpio, you're the loudest. You can get the most attention. So if there's anything business related that requires a lot of attention, that people have looked at what you're doing, then really devote yourself to that this week. You can make a lot of noise. Sagittarius, your hard work pays off this week. Look for an increase in pay or an offer to expand your work. Capricorn, if you're approached by someone who suggests a different way of working or a different job to you, look at this seriously. There's a huge opportunity for you, Capricorn, to change your work for the better and to make one of those big life-changing decisions. So it's someone who works independently as an accountant, getting a call from some huge financial institution, and she's told, you've been headhunted, we'd like you to work for us. That kind of thing, really consider it in earnest. You may have an amazing opportunity in your working life. Aquarius, enjoy the feeling that everything will be okay and everything is taken care of. You're going to be super effective this week without breaking a sweat. So really enjoy the process. You're the sign that has this contentment and ease all week. So you can be productive and feel good at the same time, and there's no very, very, very little potential for anxiety or procrastination. You're going to have a great time this week. Pisces, one of your hopes and dreams is likely to come true. So expect that to come in, and again, be open and receptive to receiving the gift. So that's a lovely note to leave it on. I hope that gives you an idea of what you'll be working with this week. I hope you have a wonderful time. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page of the website, scroll down a little bit until you get to the button that says book your reading. Click on that to audio reading with me. In my personal readings, to draw up your birth chart, I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, then order a chart rectification with me, please. That's a process where I work out your exact time of birth. Once I have that info, I draw up a snapshot of the sky at the moment you were born, your natal chart, your birth chart, and that tells me so much about you, your life purpose, what's destined in love and relationships and spiritual development and career and hopes and dreams. Really anything, if you want to understand yourself better, the chart is an incredible tool for that. And I also look at your progress chart and your transits to see what's coming up in future. So, when is the best time to move or to get married, or when should I avoid investments and when is it a good time to invest? I also look at the astrocartography to see what locations on planet Earth are likely to work well for you and which ones aren't. So if you're interested in any of those things, then please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. I hope you have a wonderful week. Check out some of my other videos. Keep an eye out for the video on let me just refer back to this. It was a new moon in Aquarius on Friday the 9th. So I'll make a separate video on that probably tomorrow, so check that out. And have a look at some of my other videos, the monthly horoscopes for each sign of the zodiac. I put that into one video for February. Have a look at that. I also do a daily tarot reading on this channel, so please become a member if you want to see the daily tarot reading. And thank you for joining me today, and all the best. I will speak to you soon. Take care.